Hi everyone, it's Aaron, and I'm here today with an English grammar topic for you. We're talking about the letter U. Now, you may be familiar with the vowels A, E, I, O, and U. Now, if you use those as a noun, we're going to say, give me an A, or that word has an E, an I, an O, but it might have a U in it, or a U. Also, why do we say AY? So even though these are vowels, we don't use the article un before these. We're going to take a closer look at the letter U. Thank you for joining me. And I'll keep this brief. We're going to start off with an overview of my presentation about the consonantal qualities of the vowel U. And there are actually 7 sounds of the letter U. Those are at the beginning of a word with a glottal plosive sound. Unashamed, uncle, ugly, umbrella. We use the article un or an before these words since they start with a vowel sound. But in words such as mule, mute, music, we hear a different quality of the letter U. In fact, we're hearing the same sound that we named the letter with, U. You. So universe, united are words that begin with a U, but they do not begin with a consonant. They do not begin with a vowel sound, excuse me. So we'll use the article a or a in front of these words, a united force. Okay, now the next sound is similar to the first, but it's not at the beginning of the word, and therefore there's not the plosive sound with it. Thunder, thus, shut, the are examples. There's also the long oo sound. So as opposed to the short sound we just went over, thunder, we are going to see flew, true, rule, fool as examples of oo, long oo sound, rule. There's also another consonantal quality to the letter U when it follows a Q, for example, in the words quest, quarantine, require. And we mark that in the International Phonetic Symbology with a W, but it's actually very similar to a vowel sound, as we'll see. There's a silent quality to U, guess, guarantee, guardian, liquor. And there's also the sound when it follows an R. So this is a rhotic version of the vowel. Burp, absurd, jury, blurry. And I'm going to take a look at each one of these in a little more detail. If you'd like to join me, that's wonderful. The short U sound is at the beginning of words, and the stop plosive is at the beginning of any word with a vowel. So in my name, Aaron, or in the word air, R, you get that sound, which is present in English and present in German. It's not present in Italian or French or Spanish. So you won't hear that little bit of breath at the beginning of a vowel, like under, up, and similar words like that. Unashamed, Uncle Gus, thus, unshut, his ugly umbrella. And anyway, we will use the article un with these, such as an unwet uncle, ununcle, unugly umbrella, unumbrella. And this makes the language a little prettier for us. That's what we're used to hearing. We don't want to hear a umbrella. English avoids these two sounds next to each other. So the N really does elide, like we do in French, to connect the words together. So a closed and open syllable, that's really the main question when you're looking at some of these. Is the U short or is the U long? Is the consonant closed? Is the consonant open? That will give you insight into how to pronounce the words. So short U can occur in open syllables, but very rarely, and really in the articles the, un, which can also be pronounced the, a, or an. The way I speak, I alternate between those regularly. Closed syllables are those where the U is followed by a consonant or more than one consonant in the same syllable. So sun, cut, bus, luck, humble, under, trust, Long U can occur in open syllables, shoe, flew, as we've seen, or sometimes in closed syllables, proof, school, truth. Now the double O, that overrides the closed syllable rule. So the reason that proof and school can exist inside of a closed syllable, the long U sound, is because of the spelling OO. In the word truth, I truly believe that's just an exception to the rule, since it comes from the word true. Truth also has a long oo sound. The other example of a long oo is it's a pure vowel formed with rounded lips, such as in the words blue, kangaroo, move, proven, truth, new, avenue, and through. With words like move or lose, you have a silent E that makes the vowel sound long, the long U sound, oo. English words do not typically begin with this sound, although we do have some utterances, oops, ooh, and some new terms like she's calling an Uber, we say, but that is, again, very rare that you hear that at the beginning of a word. More commonly, you hear the yotated version or the you version of it, really the sound that we name the letter for, you. And of course, we see this in the word you, and it already has a Y, but this J symbol that you see in blue, you, that is yot. It makes the Y sound. It's a semi-vowel or a glide, which means that it has a consonant quality, but it comes from a vowel and is spelled as a vowel in this case. So mute, mute, humor, music, immune. You can hear that in the middle of those words, you. United, use, usual, universe are examples of words that begin with this consonantal version of the vowel pronunciation. So we use the article a or a with these. As a unicorn, Eunice is uniquely bad at utilizing a ukulele. So anyway, there are also the digraphs of U. So when U combines with G or U combines with Q, we get a different outcome. In fact, there are two possibilities. We mark this with a W in the International Phonetic Alphabet, but it really comes from a very, very closed oo sound, which actually becomes a fricative or a consonant because of the extreme closedness of the formation of the sound. So you can hear it's almost like an ooh, quit, quake, question, queen, inquire. And there are silent versions of this, like a hard symbol. I call this a soft symbol when it makes the glidal sound or the semi-vowel sound. And it's a hard sign when it just shows that the G is pronounced hard and it's actually mute in and of itself, the letter. Guest, guard, liquors, gorilla. And this is not gorilla, but guerrilla, as in guerrilla warfare. These are words that come from Latin and Latin-based languages. Ooh before R. This is an interesting one. Many vowels, all vowels before R, you have to take a look at the pronunciation because of the rhotic nature that R has and the effect that it has on the vowels that precede it. Bury. Well, that one's a little bury, buried, burp, urban. So actually, I wanted to point out my dialect, we say bury and buried. but those are sort of exceptions because typically it's burp, urban, and well, I had some other examples here. Absurd, jury, blurry. And so thank you so much for joining me. I hope you learned something today that was new or fun for you. Please leave a comment. If you like the video, please let me know and share this with your friends. Subscribe to my channel. I've got more videos about German language, English, French, and I've got a blog with some of my work in Spanish and Italian. So I'm super interested in language, phonics, pronunciation, singing, speaking, reading, and all those things. So reach out to me if you have any questions. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope to see you all again soon. Good luck with your English work, and please don't forget to say hi.